What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We are pumping today. We're up 10.64%. We actually have an overall move of 14.51% on the day. I'm on the Binance chart right now, so if you're on a different chart, it might be different. The USDT chart, just because we're going to talk about volume a little bit, right? You can see that we have decreasing volume. Yes, this is a good move, but on just not who cares volume, just like this last one here seems significant. If you're watching the very short time frames, it seems a lot more significant, right? But really, it's just lower volume. That's all it is. And it's a lower high. It's a lower high that fits very, very well with this range. A little bit of excitement. It's always nice to get a little bit of excitement. I welcome it. But I don't let it throw me off, or I try not to, and it's okay to feel FOMO. It really is. I think it's natural to be like, and I mean, let's be real. It went up 10.64% today. If you're not holding this and you see it up 10.64, you can be like, oh, I could have had an extra 10%. Even if I just bought it, I could sell it now. Even if I thought it was going lower, it's normal to feel FOMO, but it's not. And it's normal to act on it. But the thing is the pro traders, the people who make money in this game, they don't act on FOMO. And it's important, I think, to recognize that emotion. Don't pretend that you don't get it, or that it's not there, or that you're afraid to get it. Use that emotion more as an indicator. Hold on, maybe I'm not making the best decision right now. If you're doing it from an emotional standpoint, you should think, hold on, maybe I'm not making the best decision right now. If you trade or invest emotionally, especially when you're at the most emotional you've ever been, and you do well, and it works for you, go for it. Keep doing that. But I don't know anybody who's ever done well trading emotionally. So just to kind of be the bearer of bad news or good news or whatever. Good news if you want it to go lower, bad news if you want it to go higher. I'm not too excited about this. Lower volume, lower high. Just another move up before we move down. That's my interpretation of this. That's my whole take. I do think that we do end up going lower to the promised land of the 135 to 150 area. 148 is where this 618 is. 134.8 is where the 0.69 is. These two white lines, that's the sweet spot right there. It might seem like different numbers than I normally use. That's because I'm on the Binance chart, not on the Coinbase chart, so it is slightly different, but that's okay. It's just pennies, you guys. Again, I wanted to go over the volume more so because I feel like, or I know that Binance has the most volume, so it's good to kind of jump around, compare it to other charts, sometimes. Looking at it on the daily, this RSI, not too impressive. You broke above the 50, but so what? We've gone over a discussion a few times in this, talking about Bitcoin Cash, how the 50 area is not important. It's actually like the 54, 55 area that is important right there. And you can see here, resistance potentially, if we come down, if we close this day a little bit lower than we're at now, it'll look like we reject off this line. Rejected it here, rejected it there, rejected just below it there, rejected in this area again here, here as well, right? Maybe even a little bit higher, somewhere in this area though, where you can see here, you rejected the 50 area kind of, but not quite. It's all above the 50, or if you find support, it's below the 50. So the fact that we're above the 50, I'm not too excited. We're in an area that we've rejected a few times on the RSI, and if we go lower, it'll just look more like a lot of those times does or has in the past. I do think that Bitcoin Cash is in a position where it can prove me wrong. It can prove a lot of us wrong if we think that it's going lower, and it wouldn't take much for it to do that. If it wanted to start to make any bears scared, I would say really get above 214, somewhere around there. It's not too far away from where it just tipped, but that's because the reason I say that is because that would take you just above this trend line here. That'd be the first step in making me sweat. The next step really would be getting a day to close above here. And if you get a day that closes above 225, I don't care if it closes right above it and then you drop all the way back down to 192, I would buy that the next day. I'd buy that. It might not move like that. It goes up like this. Maybe it comes down a little bit. Maybe it doesn't. It goes up here. I would buy that too, because at that point we're done with this. We're starting our next move, and it'll probably look something like this one did. Maybe it doesn't take. Maybe it takes longer. Maybe it takes its time getting up there. It doesn't move up in a straight line like the last one did, but something similar overall percentage-wise. And if you don't catch the absolute low on it, but you catch somewhere in the middle, that's better than not catching any at all. So just be prepared for that, you guys. I'm personally not expecting that. I'm just laying that as an option because it is if it wanted to do that, if it wanted to prove this idea that we're going lower from where we are now, it wouldn't take much. It really wouldn't take much. The bigger move, it's, I mean, obvious, you know, math here. If you go to 150, 148 is where the 160 or the 618 is of this range here. Using a bunch of numbers, sorry. The 26% drop here to the 6.8 area, that's at like the top of what I'm expecting us to go to. You know, maybe we drop lower than that. That's a 26% move, where to move from where we are now up to where it would take to like kind of make me start shaking a little bit, that's only a 5.26% move. So it wouldn't take much. And again, even though we're closer to this, I'm not expecting that to happen. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know, I'm listing it as a possibility because it is a possibility. And you need to be aware and have a game plan for any and all possibilities. I think it's crazy, man, how Bitcoin Cash does this thing where you get your low daily close here, then you get a lower daily close, and then you go up, right? And then you get a higher daily close here than these daily closes, and then you go down. And then you get your lower daily close right here, and then you get a bullish engulfing candle. Then you reverse, and then you get your lower daily close again, and then you go up. And then you get your higher daily close right here, and then you go down, blah, blah, blah. Here we are getting our lower daily close, and we flipped back to the upside right after that. I just think it's funny, man. It's very boring, yet very psych you out kind of conditions. I don't know. So I'm not getting psyched out here. I do think that we're going to go lower. Still looking at the 4-hour RSI, it does look strong. You are overbought, but you're in an area where, you know, you've been here before just a little bit, and then you go down, right? You tip this area and then you go down. Here you were looking somewhat strong even on your RSI. You had higher lows. You were not spending too much time below the 50, and you still went down afterwards. So I'm not too worried about it. We are above the purple line, and we are just barely above the 50, aren't we? No, we've rejected right off it, man. We literally, wow. This could be the hidden candle, or the hidden gem right here, being right below the 50, rejecting that 50, and being above the purple line. That, you know, if we continue to go down from here, this could mark a really good signal for this thing, for a topping signal. Just another one in the books. Between the 123 RSI and the 123 moving average. And I think, I don't know, I feel like the 4-hour, yeah, it looks like it's respecting this 123. It wasn't earlier on, like it didn't back here, I feel like respected too much, did it? I don't know, I guess you got a little bit, not really, yeah, like look at all this, it's like kind of disrespectful, but lately, as of now, it looks like you're showing some significance on it. So I would put a little bit of weight on this, but it wouldn't take much for that to go away either, man. If you close this 4-hour green, you have 3 hours 43 minutes to go. If you close it green, that'll get rid of this 50 level rejection. But so far, that's definitely, you know, potential for more bearish things to come. All in all, just to surmise this video and kind of wrap it up in a nice neat bow, I think we're going lower. I'm unfazed by this. Nothing exciting yet. It's nice to see a little bit of movement and not just the same old stuff, but generally after we have a higher daily close, we then reverse. We have a lower daily close, we then reverse. Here we are having our second highest daily close, or I guess this wouldn't be, would it? Because these days, even though they were red, they were technically higher daily closes. But the highest daily close that we've had in over a week, nonetheless. Would this be a good area to turn around? Sure. Do I think we're going to just shit the bed from here and drop out immediately? I don't think so. We could, but I kind of would expect sometime in the next like week or 2 weeks that we might be at the end of this, you guys. We really might in the next week or two be at the end of this overall move to the downside, and I'm excited for that because for one, we'll get in at a nice low price, and then from there we can just all ride together. But it's not riding time yet. You know, get your saddles polished, get your dragons fed. We are going to stock up for the next week or two, and then from there we'll talk about setting out into the night sky. Anyways, if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.